Hi, welcome to my channel. I hope you are doing well. So, what I have for you today is for us to look at the bibliographic databases. In conducting a research or in writing an essay, you need documents, you need literature, you need papers, you need articles, you need evidence to support whatever you are writing. And one of the places where you can get all these things from is to look up to the bibliographic database. Actually, we have databases. It's not only one. We have a couple of them. And in academic research and in academic work, the ones which are very popular are the ones I'm going to show to you. So in my last video, I introduced you to Google Scholar. So you can watch my last video, my previous video is on Google Scholar. I help you to know how to set up your Google Scholar profile, how to use the Google Scholar to search for articles, and how to also use the Google Scholar to save some of the articles that you get and export them to either EndNote or export them to MS Excel, Microsoft Excel. So today I'll take you to, or in this video, I'll take you through Scopus. So I would help you to know what Scopus is about and how you can do your searches and save and export them to either MX Excel, or to EndNote. We also have Web of Science, which is also one of the academic databases. We have PubMed, then we have ProQuest Central, we have Medline, we have JSTOR, we have the Cochrane Library. So all these databases are very popular in doing your research, but it depends on the field, it depends on the area where you are. Okay, so without wasting time, I'll take you to Scopus. So why do we need Scopus and what is Scopus? So a simple Google search, a little Google search will give you this, what Scopus is about. And if you check Wikipedia, for example, it gives a brief overview of what Scopus is about. So basically, Scopus is a product of Elsevier. Elsevier is a Dutch academic publishing company, which is known for publishing scientific, technical, and medical content. Elsevier is very popular when it comes to publication of academic and then even laboratory works and some industrial works. It's very popular. So Elsevier hosts journals, very popular journals like the Lancet, the Cell, the Science Direct, the Trends and Current Opinions and other things. All these things are hosted by Elsevier. So the Scopus serve as one of the databases, or serve as the main database, or I would say main database of Elsevier. And databases are places where academic literature and even literature in general are stored. Okay, so currently the databases that Scopus covers almost about 36,000, approximately 36,000 plus titles, including 22,000 or 23,000 active titles and 13,000 inactive titles from approximately 12,000 publishers, of which 34,346 are peer-reviewed journals in top-level fields like science, social sciences, physical sciences, and health sciences. Cover 3 types of sources: book series, journals, and trade journals. So all these things have been explained. So what is book series? Is a sequence of books having certain characteristics in common that are formally identified together as a group. Book series can be organized in different ways, such as written by the same author or marketed as a group by their publishers. So book series, this is more like if you take something like book series concerning something like, let's say, finance, something like construction management. You can have a book series on that. And then you have journals. Journals are the ones that we normally know. Journals, also known as academic journal or scholarly journal, is a periodical publication in which scholarship relating to a particular academic discipline is published. We also have trade journals. What are trade journals? Trade magazine or journals. Also called trade journal or trade paper is a magazine or newspaper whose target audience is people who work in a particular trade or industry. So if you take something like an American Society of Civil Engineers, they have their magazines. If you take AIPM, Australian Institute of Project Management, they also have their magazine, which I've contributed one of my articles to that. You can search online, get that. I'm going to show it to you briefly. Share race, flashing projects, AIPM. So this is an article which I contributed in their journal called The Shift, Paradigm Shift or Shifts. So you can also do that, and these things form part of what we call free journal. So Elsevier, which hosts Scopus, has all these things in there. Okay, Elsevier has been around for a long period of time, or so many years. But actually, what happened was that when internet and all that became very popular and all that, Elsevier decided to put everything online. So actually, it was launched on the 10th of November 2004. It was almost like almost 19 years ago. Yeah, almost 19 years ago. Yeah, the number of records, it keeps almost 82.4 million records of documents, approximately. If you want to read more about Scopus, you can read on here. How do you use Scopus to search for articles? So it depends on the institution that you are in, because not every institution has access to Scopus. So some institutions have access to them, some don't. But if you don't have access to Scopus, then you have to subscribe. You have to pay by yourself and get a way to get access to Scopus to use Scopus for your service. But in this context, I'm going to use my uni, Western Sydney University, which I acknowledge them here because the access I'm getting to their library, which I happen to be a student of the school. So when it comes to Western Sydney Uni Library, for example, the website and the library, for example, you go to the library, you go to collections, you go to e-resources, and you go down to what we call scope, the S. And then the S, you see Scopus, you go down, you see Scopus. But it depends on where you are. So always get to know the school, the institution, find out if you have access to it. If you don't have access to it, then what you have to do is that you need to ask them for access. Okay, so as you can see, I've already logged in. Okay, but in case you don't have that profile, what you have to do is you have to set it up. So here I've already set up my profile and everything is in here. You can see. Yeah. So I've set up my profile, my name, the institution that I am in, and blah blah blah. They're all been set up. Okay. So if I go back, so let's assume I want to do some searches. What do I do? Do I come here? So you search within what? Article title, abstract keywords. It depends on what you're looking for. So if it is authors that you want to find out, maybe there's a specific author that you have targeted that you want to find a person, then the documents and the papers that the person has published, you can just click on authors. So for example, if I click on authors and I look for, say, Chi, for example, happens to be my professor. I will get articles which Osechi has published and they have been archived in the Scopus. You can see all these articles have been published or they have been researched with Osechi. Okay. Okay. Then let me look for another one. Another one is maybe you have the first author. Maybe there are some articles, some document that you want to just search for the first author. You can also look for the first. Maybe you also sometimes you know the source title. You know where the papers were published. So you want to find out articles which have been published in Journal of Cleaner Production. You can use the source title. You can also search using article title. You know the article title. So article like maybe I'm going to give you an example very fast. Move on. And say holistic review of financial risk. This, so let me do search. Okay, didn't get the title right, but let me go and set it in Google. Yes, so this is the title. So if I know this title, I can just copy. Do this title, I can bring the title here and put it here and do the search. When I do the search, it will give it to me. So if you know that the titles, you can just do the searches. You can also use the abstracts. You can do keywords, you can do affiliation, that institution, and all that. But all these things are when you are trying to look for a specific or particular article or some few articles. But it's when you are looking for a bunch of articles, a lot of articles, then I'll ask you to go for all field or go for article title, abstract, and keywords. Normally, the default is article, abstract, and keywords. In the situation where you want to find all fields. Okay, so let me give an example, climate change, and then social media. See what will come out of it. Let's put them in. It's giving me 5,510. Okay, so let me change. Oh, sorry, we have to choose our fields. So let's see what will happen. So our fields is giving me 22,428. Okay, yeah. But if I'm going by, I want to know the searches through article title, abstract, and keywords. Then let's see how the results will come up. So I get 1,227. Yeah. So get to know we'll do this once again, so you can understand. Okay. Yeah. So get to know what you are looking for and get to know all things being equal. If you go by all fields, then you are likely to get more articles compared to just using the abstract title, subtitle, and then the keywords. So if you are asking me, I'll say go for the all fields. This will give you a better results compared with the others. But you can also decide to just limit the search to article title and then the abstract and keywords. So you can do these searches and you get 1,227. And remember, these are documents. Okay, so if you want to look at it from only preprints, preprints means that normally preprints are documents which have been submitted to journals and they are under review and they have not been published yet. You can just check the preprints. You can also check patents, documents which have been patented. And then secondary documents. Secondary documents here could be what we call the grey literature. It could also be just some results or some data which supports articles which have been published online documents. You can also look at it from the point of research data. For the research data, look at the data, take something like climate change in social media. You can get the data on it online. Okay? Like the information. The information I mean, it could be statistical data, it could be primary data. Yeah, they are all found. In case you can't find it, you can request for it from either the first author or any of the co-authors. Okay, so I'll come back to the document. Normally we look at the documents. Yeah, so the search results will be the documents. Document results. And then let's assume that all these documents, they are important. I want to filter because even though they are all important, it's not everything that we are interested in when it comes to writing our article. So let's assume that we are going to focus purely on articles. An article, I mean journal articles. Journal articles. What are journal articles? This is an example of a journal article. This. The journal which published this document is called Engineering, Construction, and Architectural Management. Also called ECAM. This is a journal article. Okay. So let's assume we are focusing on purely articles. It could also be conference. You can also decide to choose conference because if what you are reviewing is related to conferences. You can also decide to choose a chapter, a review, notes. It depends on the document that you are working on. So here, article. And then we also decide to pick where. So just as I said, journal. We are not picking articles from conference proceedings, but rather journals. And what language? We can also limit this to language. So here we will limit it to English because especially within where I find myself in an English-speaking country. So it is advisable that you use English. But depending on where you find yourself, you can also limit the search. So I'll limit that in the search, limit all the searches, and filter some things out. So after limiting the search, you can see that my documents have come down to 731 documents. Okay, once again, I can also limit within the year. So I want to look at articles which were published between 2020 and this year. Okay, like after the COVID, like I want to look at the during and post-COVID era of time. So I'll limit this thing also, and then, but normally it's advisable that you leave the searches open. Yeah, that's the best. Okay. So I limit this. Now I have 521 documents which have been published. That means majority of the papers were published the last 3 years because initially we got 730 something. And when we went to 2020, yeah, so most of the articles have been published in the last 3 years. That's great. So what do we do? The next thing to do is to export them. But before you export, what you can do is you can decide to look at the abstracts and see the articles which are related to what you are writing about. So you can come here and show article, show abstract. You can read through the abstracts. Whilst you are reading through the abstract, you can decide to pick some of the articles, but you think they are important. So let's assume, just assume it and saying that these articles I consider them to be important. If I consider these articles to be important, let's assume the first 6 articles are the ones I consider them to be important to the work that I'm doing. What I can do is one, I can save search. Okay, so I click on save search. I come here, click on save, then you give it a name. So let's say climate change and social media. Yeah, then I'll save. Okay. Then now is the time for me to check whether indeed I have saved this or not. So you go to your profile, you click on it, and then you go to save searches. So when you click save searches, this will be here. So anytime you want to go back, or anytime you want to come back to what you have searched, you can just click on this and you get the results that you want. Okay, so that's good. Now let's go back. So now I want to export these 6 documents that I mentioned that I consider them to be important. So if I decide to export them, what will happen? Don't forget we can export all of them as well. I'm just exporting some of them. Okay, at this point, let me even export all. Export all. If I want to export all, then just I just don't want to fill my end with. Let me export all. If I want to export all, you click on all, then you click on how do you want to export it? Export to endnotes. You can see my IRS, so any of the file types, any of them I will click on. Give it the same. So I click on IRS. I'll select all, select all, select all. Then I'll export. So I'll get all my 521 documents exported into endnotes. Even in case I have other reference managers like Mendeley, I can also export it to Mendeley. Those of you who are using Mendeley. If I have Zotero, I can do the same. I have Citra as a platform where you can also, for these references, can do the same. And I can also export it to Excel in a form of CSV. If I want to do that, I click on this. By respect to Excel, normally I do select the important ones, but not everything that you need in the Excel. So I need the names of the authors, the title of the document, the year that the paper was published, the source type, and then also I need citations will be important to me. I don't need this. I don't need the affiliations, abstracts. Yes, I will need abstract because abstracts are not important. Funding not important. It's just contest, and all these things are not important. So I'll just export also in the form of CSV. So I'm going to open 2 files, one to EndNote, one to Excel in the form of CSV. So let's see how it came out. So when I go to my downloads, and I click on download, and I click on the IRS in the EndNote, which is going to appear in the form of EndNote. So in the EndNote, we like to open for me. Okay. Okay, so it's opening. So now I have all my 521 references imported into my end of Scopus. Good. And then the rest will follow. The rest will include if you want to do title and abstract screening and so forth and so forth. That's what they will follow. When it comes to, so I have my, yeah. So I have all the 521 imported. Everybody's close, but the same. I also had already, I had 9 documents which were already here. Then we added, I had 9 already, so that's why it's 530. That's 521. Then if I go to the Excel, which it will appear in the form of CSV, this is how the results will come out. To delete the links, I don't need the links. Okay, so I have my source title, which is the journals, or where the papers have been published, or the platform where the papers have been published. I have the years that the papers were published. I have the title of the document. There's the article title. I have the authors. The authors IDs are in media, and that's important. I have the authors. The authors are 2 forms of authors. Some have full names, some have short names. So I'll go for the full name. I like to see the full names. Yeah, so I have all these things, and the citations too, and keep them by their name needed. So I can save as a normal Excel document to work on, but you can still work with the CSV as well. The Excel workbook, that's save as type, and then you put it as somewhere. Let's give it a name. So here to social media, and then I'll be changed. So now I've changed the CSV into okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is saved, and that's it. So that's for Scopus. And if you, in case you have a question, you have something, you can put it in the chat box or the comment section, and I will reply. So take care and have a good one. Bye.